Hey everybody, my name is Rachel Lewis, and today I will be discussing tips that you can use to engage your gifted learners. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So the strategy that I am going to be discussing today is the 1-minute quick write and speech. Don't worry, if you haven't heard of it, I will be walking you through all the details to help you implement it in your classroom from start to finish. I will also give you a student's perspective, show you a little bit of research, and give you the reasons why I love it so much. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I bet you're wondering, what is it? The 1-minute quick write is a formative assessment. It serves as both a reflective and summarization tool for your students. It helps them focus on the most important thing, which helps them remember the content, and it also helps you to efficiently assess the extent of their learning. So this is huge. I don't know about you, but when I am talking to my students, trying to get them to understand the most important thing can sometimes be a difficult task within itself. Sometimes students really struggle on what is and is not important. So by giving them this quick write and speech, they are able to really synthesize that information and get to the gist, get straight to the point, which is what we want our students to do in order for them to retain the information and really broaden their content knowledge. All right, so let me walk you through the process. Step 1, you're going to pick a topic to pair with your strategy. So look into your lesson plans and find a place where it would fit perfectly. Step 2, you're going to present the material to your students in your preferred method. This could be anything from a lecture. If you have a flipped classroom, whatever your preferred style is, that is how you will present the information to your students. Step 3, you're going to gauge your students' understanding through formative assessments. This could be anything from a thumbs up, if you're understanding, having your students repeat back that information, having them paraphrase the content, polls, entry or exit slips, etc. That is completely up to you. Step 4, you're going to ask questions to make sure that your students understand the directions. For example, how many pieces of evidence do you need? Do you need a conclusion? Tell them to begin and check on them routinely to answer any questions they may have, and give them time updates. 7 minutes left, 5 minutes left, 1 minute left, you've got 30 seconds. When the timer goes off, you'll tell your students to stop and go ahead and submit. You're going to allow your students to take turns reading their responses as they add to their notes and clap for one another. One of the most important steps is to congratulate your students on their hard work after they're done with the assignment. This will continue to build their confidence and encourage them to collaborate with one another and speak in class. Engagement is huge, and the best way to do that is through active participation. So let's get into some examples. What were the causes and consequences of the Protestant Reformation? Was Martin Luther a hero, or was he a villain? Why do people follow totalitarian leaders? These are all great topics that students would love to talk about and will really get them engaged in participating in the activity, which will help them retain that information and really build their content knowledge. So, one of the big questions is, do students even like it? Well, let's go ahead and hear from one and hear his perspective.
Speeches are one of my favorite activities to do in class. I would consider myself to be pretty shy, so the fact that I'm able to plan out what I want to say and I only have to speak for 1 minute makes it great, and I get to hear what others in my class think, which makes the content even more interesting.
So, you hear it from a student themselves. They truly do love it. So let's talk about why. So first of all, it gives students an opportunity to talk for a limited amount of time. This is great for students that are shy because they're only having to talk for 1 minute. It's also great for those that are, well, a little bit more outgoing because we are able to give them a time constraint to really reel them in and have them focus on the point. Remember, they're focusing on the most important thing. All right. Quick writes and speeches are also great ways to have students draw connections to prior knowledge, reflect on their learning, summarize the content, and dive deeper into their learning. Students are forced to dissect the facts and determine which pieces of information are the most critical while preparing a speech in a limited time where they will use evidence and explain its significance. Last but not least, it is a great critical thinking activity for both advanced and gifted learners. So, what does the research say? Well, let's look at it. According to the Activity-Based Learning Connect at Harvard University, Quickwrites activate knowledge. They are used as a wonderful instructional tool to get students to write. Because they are writing, it's helping to facilitate their learning, and it's also promoting critical thinking. Linda Reef with the Quickwrite Handbook states that Quickwrites help build student confidence while also developing their fluency. Susan Green, Julian Smith III, and Kenyon Brown with Winthrop University and the University of Georgia believe that the Quickwrite is one of the most practical and useful assessments that are out there. George Jacobs with the James Cook University believes that writing should not just be a transfer of information, but instead it should allow students to truly understand the material and express their thoughts through writing. This helps to allow them to grow and to invent new ideas. So, what are you waiting for? This is the perfect time for you to use these Quickwrites and really engage your learners. But you might be thinking, what are some other uses? Let's look at them. Quickwrites could be used as a warm-up as you are getting students excited for the day. It could be used to introduce a new topic. So what do you know? Let's expand upon that knowledge in class today. Quickwrites can be used as a quick quiz, a little formative assessment to allow you to assess their learning. They can be used as a study tool before an end-of-unit assessment where they are able to expand upon each other's information and knowledge to help each other's minds grow. And last but not least, of course, it is a wonderful reflection tool that helps students really synthesize the information, retain the information, and help them ultimately reach their potential. So I hope you were able to learn some new things today, and I can't wait to hear about the success of Quickwrites in your classroom.